Hi, this is Reddit Confessions channel. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just stood still watching her dance barefoot under lantern light with a man who wasn't her husband. The breeze off the shoreline carried the sound of music and sea foam and that annoying laugh she saved for when she wanted attention. And right then, she gave it freely to him. He twirled her, his hand low on her back, and she leaned in like it was natural, like I wasn't there. I told her one thing before I walked away: you won't find me when you come looking. She tilted her head, and then she laughed. Not nervously, not with remorse, like it was the funniest thing it ever said. Like the idea of me leaving was absurd. She didn't follow me. She didn't even pause. I left through the back of the beach house, sandals in one hand, phone in the other, chest hollow. No one noticed, least of all her. That night, I didn't go home. I didn't call a friend or rent a room somewhere nice. I found a last-minute bed in a roadside inn that smelled like wet carpet and seaweed. I lay there, staring at the cracks in the ceiling, playing her laugh over and over again. How did I become this version of myself? The man who planned dinners she forgot, who folded laundry she never wore, who smiled through lies and blamed himself for the coldness in her hugs. She didn't say it, but she made me feel like a burden she couldn't throw away just yet. And it stayed. It justified. It rationalized. Until that moment. Until she laughed at me. Her texts started at 11:39 p.m. Where'd you go? You being dramatic again. Come on, don't ruin the night. At midnight, her tone changed. Landon, pick up. Seriously, you're freaking me out now. This isn't funny. Then a voicemail. Whined and party noise behind her. Slurred speech. You think walking away made you strong? Please. You're just scared. That's what people say about you, Landon. You don't act. You sulk. It hit me harder than any slap would. Not because she said it, but because I believed for so long that maybe, just maybe, she loved me. I grabbed my phone, deleted everything. Photos, playlists, threads, notes, shared memories, gone. I wasn't mad. I wasn't even sad. I was done. The next morning, I ignored the 27 missed calls, the 18 texts, the crying voicemail from her sister, the DM from her coworker. I made one stop, a convenience store. I bought a burner phone, paid cash, and threw my old one into the dumpster behind the ice freezer. Freedom felt small at first, quiet, like a whisper in a thunderstorm, but it was freedom nonetheless. I found a studio sublet in a nearby city under a fake name. It had peeling walls, creaky plumbing, and smelled like old varnish. But no one knew me. No one expected anything of me. It was perfect. I didn't check her social media, didn't log into anything shared. But on the third day, I caved. I signed into our old cloud backup. Buried under a folder labeled Work Retreat, Nashville, were 86 photos I never took. The first was innocent enough, a group shot from a rooftop bar. The third shuttered something inside me, her, in a silk robe I didn't recognize, glass of wine in hand, eyes glowing, and a man behind her shirtless, blurred, hand on her hip. Photo after photo, time-stamped across months. At the office, at conferences, at yoga, him, always him, grinning like he owned her. And maybe he did. My wife, she hadn't just strayed. She'd left, quietly, emotionally, fully. I was the shadow left behind. I spent the next week in silence. She called my work, my parents, my friends. She told them I was unstable, depressed, said I had a breakdown and vanished. Told her mother she was worried I might hurt myself. She was rewriting the story, and I wasn't in it as the husband. I was the villain. That was the moment I realized I couldn't just vanish. I had to show the truth. So I gathered every screenshot, every message, every voicemail, the thread of gaslighting, manipulation, and ridicule. Then I created a new identity online. I told my story not with rage, not with insults, but with receipts. And the internet. It listened. The post went viral. Thousands of strangers saw her for what she was. People who had lived through versions of me. People who had been laughed at when they drew a line. But what I didn't expect. Someone forwarded it to her affair partner's fiancé. His name was Owen. Hers Jenna. She messaged me, "You saved me." I had no idea. I thought she was just a friend. I can't thank you enough. Within 48 hours, Owen was fired. My wife's Instagram went private. Her comments were turned off. Her influencer lifestyle brand lost to sponsors. And me. I stayed silent. Not out of revenge but peace. Until one morning, a knock on my sublet door. Not her. Worse. A man in a tailored suit. Government plates on the black sedan. He handed me a manila envelope through the barely cracked door. Inside, a legal threat, emotional distress, online defamation, mental manipulation. She was suing me. What she didn't know, I had already secured everything. Screenshots, cloud archives, messages sent to 3 trusted friends in case anything happened to me. She wanted to erase me, to turn me into the ghost that haunts her perfect victimhood. But she underestimated the man she used to mock. I met her one last time. Neutral ground. Quiet diner. No crowd. She wore the blouse I bought her years ago. Maybe to spark guilt. Maybe nostalgia. I didn't speak. I just slid her a flash drive. Watch everything on this before you say a word. She paled, but she took it. We sat in silence. Then she pulled out a folder and pushed it toward me. Dropping the lawsuit. I nodded. Then I gave her my own document, a finalized divorce agreement. Already notarized. Already filed. Already done. All I needed was her signature. She signed. No words. No handshake. No final apology. Just silence. She left that diner. And this time, I stayed. And she became the one who came back to nothing. Months passed. I didn't rush to heal. But healing came anyway. Mornings with coffee. Quiet evenings. A dog I adopted from the shelter with a crooked ear and loyal eyes. Then one message, "Hey, this is Jenna. I just wanted to say thank you." We messaged. Then called. Then met. Not for revenge. Not to compare wounds. Just to talk. About books. And trail hikes. And coffee that isn't bitter when it's shared with someone kind. This isn't a love story. Not yet. It's a story about remembering who you are when someone you love spends years trying to convince you you're less. It's about drawing a line and walking when they laugh. And meaning it. Because sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is leave without turning back.